Hey guys, Carl, sir. So I had already made my video for the day and I was gonna call it a night, but one of my guildmates just did me a great favor and pointed out that they have released new dev notes. Why is this important? Because they have officially announced who the new monsters are going to be for the new second A sort of thing. We knew there'd be at least one more, and they're releasing two more at the same time. They're calling it the whole update Lumel, right? Basically, they're like, yeah, thanks for the SWC stuff, blah, blah, blah. Let's get into it. Bam, here we go, Lumel. And they give us a few pictures, and they're cool, I guess, or whatever. The scenery looks nice. Now we're going to get into the details. Who is it? Who are we talking about? Yes, you can see it. Werewolves and Marshal Cats. Holy crap, is all I can say. I have not seen anyone build a Marshal Cat and actually use it for something, so please let me know if you use a Marshal Cat outside of super early game, because I'm just curious. But werewolves? Oh my gosh. Both the light and dark werewolves are nasty at times. I mean, nasty. So, let's look at something else about this. They also are releasing how you'll farm these two things, right? What will be the condition? Because as you know, with all of the 2A dungeons, they all have their own little condition. One of them has you can only use 4-star monsters. The other one has you have to use all monsters of the same element. So what's the crazy condition for this one? Well, let me tell you, you free-to-play players will love this, because this is actually, in my opinion, a great nod to the free-to-play champions out there. Bum, 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 bum. Just like they do the 20-star battle in World Arena, this will be a 15-star battle. Woo! Yeah. So you're only going to take 4 monsters, I assume, because that's how all the other ones have worked. And their combined star rating can only be 15. 15 or less. Whoo! Oof. Yeah, it says 4 monsters. Woo is all I can say. But what that means is those people with a whole bunch of nat 5s, they're not really going to be that useful here. You could probably pretty easily pull in one nat 5 and then a couple of 2s and a 3, something like that. A couple of 3s and a 4, but you're not going to be able to run a whole bunch of nat 5s and win the game. You're going to have to do 4s and maybe a single 5. So, I mean, you can't even do 4 4s. You can't even do 3 4s. You'd have to do 2 4s and a 3 at the most. Or 3 4s and a 3 at the most. So, this is going to be a balancing act. And what I think is it's going to make for some really interesting team comps. That's what I think. I think that this one is going to have more usable team comps than any of the others because of the star rating. They're allowing you to use 5 stars, but you can really only use like 1 5-star. Technically, you could use 2 and then like a 2 and a 3 or a 2 and a 2, but actually, I don't think there are any 2-star werewolves, so it would have to be 2 5s, a 2, and a 3 for the werewolf. But then you couldn't do... I think there's 2 4-star werewolves as well. I don't know. We'd have to go... I can go look that up real quick, but either way, it's going to be a balancing act, and it's going to be fun. So they're also saying what the 2A Awakening will do to each of these monsters. So let's take a quick look. Water Marshal Cat, I'm just going to pass over really quickly, but basically it increases her passive. Her passive's going to go way, way up. Her first skill is only going to get slightly better as far as the stun. It's going from 30 to 50. Her passive, though, if you read it before, the Unawakened increased chance of attacking with a critical hit by 50% if the enemy has no harmful effects on them. The 2A will be, critical rate will be at 100% if the enemy has no harmful effects. Attacks that target one more time with Energy Punch when you attack with a critical hit on your turn. So you'll want to hit with a critical hit, and then you'll get a energy punch on top of that. That's actually pretty nifty. Like, this is going to make her double strike with her Q, or with her first ability a lot. And since the second ability, Chain Attack, has a double hit, you've got 2 chances to proc a crit right there, so then you could get an energy punch tacked onto the end of that very easily. I really do like that. It actually might make her a little useful. That'll be interesting to watch that go and see how it happens. Let's move on to, of course, Light Werewolf. I'm glad they're talking about Light Werewolf right here, because this is one of the 2 that I thought would be really interesting. Dark Werewolf is going to be the other one. Ugh, I can't wait to see how that turns out. Alright, let's take a look real quick here. What do we got? The first one's the same. The second one is basically the same. Oh, okay, interesting. So The second one's a little better. They're leaving the HP the way it was, and it always increased attack speed as well. But what they're adding onto it is a small attack bar increase. 15% is not significant, but it's not insignificant either. You know what I mean? It's not like a holy crap 15%, but it is something. Like that will increase his S2 and make it a little better, and on a monster that people are already kind of using. So it's S3. Let's see what we got here. Remove. Ooh. That's nice. So the old one removed a beneficial effect with a 50% chance. Now remember, it hits 4 times. So it probably, yeah, with each attack, it was removing. So a chance of removing 4, but only a 50% chance with each one. Now it's going to be, it just straight up does. So it's a 100% chance, and it'll probably just be accuracy versus resistance. So you basically, I mean, but you're getting it 4 times with a 100% chance. And then accuracy. So, like, that's really nice. There's also, if you successfully remove a beneficial effect, the damage increased by the remaining attacks will be increased by 20%, and the cooldown will reset if the enemy dies. Woo! That is something. So I'm assuming that second part will stack every time you remove a beneficial effect. And if I'm correct, that means that the last hit, if it, you know, if all 3 of the first 3 remove something, then that last hit is going to do a ton of 60% more damage. I mean, and on a monster that already hits super hard. Holy cow. So here's some stats. Woo! Now, it's talking about their level 40, First Awakened and Second Awakened. Look at how much HP, base HP, the First Awakened level 40 of the Light Werewolf has. Very high, 12,840. There are a lot of Nat 5s that don't have that high of a base health. So they've only increased it, only, quote-unquote, on the Second Awakening by about 330. 330, another 99 defense, that's nice. They left, the attack is up 99 as well. So it's a nice boost across the board. I really don't care as much about water, Marshal Cat. I'm sorry, I just don't. She looked okay or whatever, and it's really good that they're giving a ton more HP to try to keep her alive, but, you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, she just, to me, she doesn't look that appealing still. Interesting, but not that appealing. So, let's move down here. Okay, so what do we got? Oh, okay, it's just telling us what element or attribute the, each one of those levels will be at. So the final one for Werewolf will be fire. The final one for Marshal Cat will be water. Don't really care. A new Ancient Guardian will appear as a boss monster. We'll walk you through the new Ancient Guardian details. Here's the image. Okay. Does anyone think that looks like a reindeer? Am I the only one thinking that? The skull there looks like a mix between like an owl and a reindeer. The horns of a reindeer, but like an owl in the face. Okay. Moving on. I'm not going to read off all his attacks. Feel free to come check these out. Usually their attacks are like, they're interesting and all, but it's not really the most important thing. The most important thing comes down here. What do we got? Alright, so every phase he's going to have monsters just like the other ones. Not too surprising. Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. Ooh, these are really interesting. The problem with Phase 3 that I'm looking at right now as a player is that both of those 2 monsters do heals. Beast Monk is going to give a big heal, and Fire Panda is going to give a good heal over time. So it's not a crazy amount, but it's nice. I had to take a sip of that drink. I should get paid to rep Monster on these things, because let me tell you. Alright, what are we looking at here? What the heck? Try to guess the special skills of Phase 2 and Phase 3 before the update. What a troll. They're trolling us. That's so mean. Okay, so power, this is like the special skill it's going to have every phase that it's on. The first one recovers its HP by 10% each turn and recovers the HP of all allies by 100% if the Guardian attacks with a critical hit. Okay, that's fun. Okay, what the crap? Okay, here's my advice on what I've seen so far. Bring something like a Colleen, because holy crap, is there a ton of healing on this one? Probably gonna need percent HP damage. That's not too hard to get because of the werewolves, especially like Dark Werewolf. Attack bar control like mad, so he never gets a turn, so he never gets to full heal his freaking allies. Unfortunately, since we don't know what 2 and 3 are going to do, fiery spear and arrow attack, if I had to guess, and this is just a guess, just a total guess, I would say fiery spear is probably going to be like a single target high damage spell. May even be one that puts someone's health down to like 1 HP, because there's some skills that I've seen do that. And then arrow attack, I don't know why, but for some reason I get the feeling that that one's going to be like a cooldown reduction. It hits somebody, does good damage, not like the first one, but like this one, it does, good damage, and then it resets all their stuff on cooldown and to maximum. And I don't know, maybe, maybe not. That's, like I said, total guesses. Those are mine. Let me know what your guesses are. I'd be really interested. If any of you get this right, I don't know, we'll figure something out. I would like to see what they end up doing. No cheating. If you happen to know somebody in the dev, don't cheat. Or do cheat, but tell me. And then, we'll cheat together. It will be a great help to think about how to overcome the ancient critical hits and claim victory. The only thing I can really tell you other than ATB for the critical hits is try to use his element to your advantage. Create an attack can't crit if it glances. So if you make him use an element where he's going to glance when he attacks you, then at least you'll have glancing, and that can stop his crit. Also, there is that whole, glancing debuff. So use regular element advantage, and then throw the glancing on top of that, and that's basically the most I can tell you for critical hits. So we'll just have to see on that one. What else we got down here? Rewards. Rewards, yeah, not surprisingly, mostly the same thing. The set's going to be Vampire, with the others being kind of normal. No Swift, and I actually don't expect to ever see Swift released this way. I think Swift and Vio will never be released in this 2A stuff, because they're trying to really give other sets room to shine. And Swift and Vio are already so prominent, there's no reason to give them a boost. They're already super prominent. Even with all these 2A runes, which are better than average, like a top-tier 2A rune is better than a top-tier non-2A rune, period, hands down. Obviously, on average, they're also slightly better, though slightly, but the top end, they are better. So there's really no reason, and it's with Swift and Vio still being very popular, there's no reason to try to switch it up. Hold on a second. Stop that. Get down. Down. Ugh. Dog's causing me trouble, guys. I'm pretty sure that's it. Let's see. Yeah, that's basically it. They're basically just like, yeah, think about it. It's funny, they say 3 times in this part right here, all these words, think about how to defeat it. If you think about it, you will defeat it. Think hard. Yeah. So, I don't know if they're just trolling, or if it's I don't know what their goal really is with that sort of thing, but either way, here we are. 2A, the new 2A, Lumel, Marshal Cats, and Werewolves. And I actually think it's light Marshal Cat that has an interesting skill set now. Let me go see if that's who I'm thinking of. Let me see here. And it'd be interesting, if I'm right, it'd be interesting to see what she gets after. Yeah, this is what I was thinking of. Okay, so this is her now, not 2A, regular. So I'd really like to see what happens when she becomes a 2A. Energy Punch, just a stun, 30% chance, no big deal. Counterattack, increases her critical rate for 2 turns, and counterattacks when attacked. The attack bar is increased by 50%, and the damage you receive will be reduced by half when you get attacked while this skill is on cooldown. And then her S3 absorbs the attack bar by 20% if you attack a monster with same or lower HP status compared to yours. Covers your HP by 20% of the damage dealt if you attack a monster that has better HP than yours. So you either suck up their attack bar, or you recover from attacking. And it doesn't say that has to be on your turn, so you could build her Revenge, which I don't suggest because you can just use counterattack. But counterattack lasts 2 turns. The cooldown on this will be 3 after leveling it 1 time. By the way, she only needs with 6 skill ups in total, and she's done. But the counterattack goes for 2 turns, and then she has 1 turn where she won't have it, and then boom, it's right back. So I would love to see what this becomes. I really want to see what this becomes when the 2A pops. Seriously, because if they up any of these things right here, other than her S1, this could get really interesting. I mean, her S2 is strong, and her passive is kind of interesting. Probably her base stats right now aren't high enough to really make it worth it. I don't know, because I'm not taking 1 to 4 star to find out. But I look forward to finding out. Let's check this one out real quick. Oh, yeah. I think I've seen this one, and I wasn't incredibly impressed. Let's see. I mean, yeah, it's whatever. Eye for an eye. You get a higher chance yeah. It's actually target with a critical hit to inflict damage that's proportionate to your attack power. It already does that. And stuns the target for 1 turn with a 40% chance when attacked with a critical hit. So when you're attacked with a critical hit, you might revenge strike them. I mean, that's basically what this one is, which is basically the exact same as her, but just slightly different, and you get some attack bar increase with this. If the base stats were high enough, which, look at them, this like Miho to Xiaoling, Xiaoling's base stats, especially HP, are way higher, way higher. This one's got slightly more defense, and it's fast. The 119, that's really fast. But look at the HP. It's 1,100 different at 4 star. That's not even 6 star. That's 4 star. And that's already that big of a difference. So, I don't know. But we will see. I'm putting this up now. Congrats on everybody. We all know what it is now. Woohoo. I'm sure I'm nowhere near the first person to put it out. So, oh well. But, thanks, guys. And I'm done for the night. So, y'all have a good one. And I'll catch you guys probably tomorrow when I do RTA.